Good evening, viewers. Welcome to episode 44 of COVIDCASTJA. Today is actually the episode that precedes the Let's Go Digital Conference, which will be held virtually tomorrow, March 5th and March 6th. Remember, the conference is free. If you have not yet signed up, please go and visit Small Business Portal right now to sign up. Today, we're going to be talking about the roadmap to digital transformation, and we have a team of experts that will be with us. In fact, we have two veterans in the technology industry. So sit tight, tonight is really going to be quite a learning experience. So we have had over the last several weeks technology seminars supporting our Let's Go Digital Conference. So we've talked about basic digital, email and websites, advanced digital transformation, digital marketing, data mining. And I know several of you are wondering, so where do I find this information? How do I watch these episodes? Well, you can watch them on our PSO Financial Access Facebook page, but I also encourage you to visit smallbusinessportal.com. Did you hear that? Smallbusinessportal.com. You will be able to find all our previous episodes for this technology webinar series, but you will also be able to find all our previous episodes and the weekly memos that support each episode. If you have not yet signed up for our weekly memo, please visit us at sme@psoj.org. Dr. Smith, I see you. Good evening. So just in case you're wondering, what are some of the areas that we are going to cover tomorrow at our conference? And let me just pause for a moment to recognize that this conference would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. Our sponsors, National Commercial Bank, the National Commercial Group, NCB Group, the JMMB Group, the Jamaica Observer, who is our print media partner, Flow Business, and Microsoft. So we wish to thank our sponsors. We also have several partners who have been an integral part of pulling this conference together: the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology, Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the Development Bank of Jamaica, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, that's JBDC. And in fact, tonight we have a representative, Travel Mullings, from the DBJ, the Small Business Association of Jamaica, that's SBAJ, and Msme Alliance, among many others. Romeo Stewart, I see you. Francis Renee, good evening. We see you. So just to take you through briefly, so you get a little taste of what, because sometimes you have to taste and buy when you buy all Guinea. This particular conference, though, is free. So if you have not signed up for this free conference, that is the conference that either starts you if you have not yet started, or propels you along your digital journey, pulling our MSMEs together tomorrow for conference, for education, for lots of information with our experts. On Saturday, you will be able to meet our technology providers who are right here in Jamaica, ready and willing to serve you. So we're going to have the Honorable Darrell Vaz, who is the Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, will be with us. The Honorable Favor Williams, the Minister of Education, Youth and Information. We're going to have presentations. When you ask the question, why go digital? Mrs. Nadine Matthews Blair, General Manager, Chief Digital Officer of NCB, is going to take us on that journey. Sheldon Powe, who is a guest tonight, he's going to be talking to us about embracing technology to improve your business. We're going to be hearing about basic technology solutions for MSMEs. The way to reduce your cost because that is a key part of our consideration. We're going to have a panel looking at optimizing digital marketing. We're going to get in depth into data mining for improved decision making. We're going to look on business productivity tools. We're going to have a presentation from Flo on running your business from home. We're going to have a panel on data security. Christopher Reckord is going to take us on that roadmap for your digital journey, and Christopher Reckord is actually with us, so you'll get a feel of his presentation. We're going to have a conversation on e-commerce capabilities, looking at the platforms, the website and email marketing. We're going to look at point of sale and inventory management, and we're not done yet. The DBJ Voucher Programme is also going to be discussed in the afternoon. Very, very important program. Travel Mullings is on our show tonight, and he is going to give us an introduction to that program. We are also going to be talking about how various MSMEs, so we'll have actual MSMEs that will take us on their journey, how they have used technology, what they have used it for, and how it has improved their business. Mr. Keith Duncan is going to wrap up the day for us. Keith Duncan is the president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, the organization that is will be offering you this free digital conference. If you have not yet signed up, what do you need to do? You need to sign up at smallbusinessportal.com, because we don't finish on Friday. On Saturday, you will get an opportunity to sit with, hear from our technology providers, ask your questions, and get all of your contacts. And I need to just remind too that we're going to have a session, a technology needs assessment, because after you leave on Friday, you're trying to pull it all together. We will help you pull it all together with the technology needs assessment. We're going to have providers such as WePay, Innovate, 10X, Intelligent, NCB, JMMB, MC3, Resolve IT, Increment Tech, the Digital Crescent, CRM Metric, and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but they will be there too. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet signed up, go right now to smallbusinessportal.com. You must recognize that this is something that's integral to your business, and your investment for this conference, how much is your investment? $0. Because our partners, the NCB Group, the JMMB Group, Microsoft, Flow Business, and the Jamaica Observer have ensured that this conference is available to you for free. Now tonight, I just got a quick message on my phone. Somebody's like, so you guys have any prizes and surprises? Can you imagine the conference is free and you're still wondering if we're having giveaways? But we are. We are going to have giveaways: gourmet basket from Butcher Block, 2-night getaway at Spa Retreat, social media consulting session with Intelligent, dinner for 2 at Opa Restaurant, a technology needs assessment from Innovate 10X, a 2-day training seminar on data mining and analytics from Incus Academy. And after you go to Incus, you can probably go for lunch for 2 at Terra Nova, and you can pack your things in a Brescia computer bag. You may also be able to win a house or office cleaning from Mint Cleaners, or a 90-minute consulting session on your e-commerce operations with Jason Scott. We have gift certificates from Soho Boutique. We have 12 $10 US gift certificates from Ribcage, one-on-one coaching sessions with Goal Tracker. So can you imagine that all of these providers have come together and are sharing all of these giveaways? So for an investment of $0, but very important, your time and commitment to taking your business to another level, ensure that you are part of the March 5th and 6th Let's Go Digital Conference. So tonight on episode 44, Francis, you registered today. Good job. Those of you who have registered, because the registrations are coming in, please don't let us have to get to a place where you cannot register. Go and register right now. I know Dr. Smith has registered. Now, tonight we have two very important guests that we're going to start our program off with. I like to call them the veterans of technology. So back in the day when nobody wanted to have the conversation, they were pioneers in the industry. Christopher Reckord, who is CEO of tTech, he is known for leading information and technology support for organizations. Now, tTech is Jamaica's only pure play IT outsourcing managed services provider. Chris, despite his youthful good looks, has 33 years of experience in delivery and implementation of IT and digital transformation solutions, and is a regular speaker on information technology and IT security in the IT industry in Jamaica. Now, Chris is also, because Chris serves his nation, he has served as chairman of e-learning. He is committee chairman, innovation and digital transformation with the private sector organization of Jamaica. And in his free time and what he likes to call for fun, Chris writes a wine column, or has written a wine column in Jamaica Observer, and hosts wine-related events in Jamaica and the USA. So he's a wine consultant and a wine educator, notwithstanding his veteran status as one of our pioneer technology giants. Welcome, Chris Reckord. Chris, you're on mute. So while Chris, Sheldon Powe is a familiar face for COVIDcast. He's also one of our presenters tomorrow, as is Chris Reckord. Sheldon is CEO of Innovate 10X. Now, Innovate 10X is a leading digital transformation firm. As Sheldon puts it, he is a serial entrepreneur who has started or been involved with several startups and enterprises, including Optimum Trading Limited, Idea Lab Jamaica, Adtelligent, Appfinity, and most recently, Chief Strategy Officer of WePay Jamaica, a fintech company with payment service solutions. Now, Sheldon was instrumental in building out the growth of JMMB between 1997 and 2008, where he started as software development manager and rose to group chief information officer. So he was key in building out technology at JMMB. He too, despite his youthful good looks, has over 30 years in information technology and operations management. He's also an active member of the Jamaica New Economy Digital Task Force in charge of Go Digital for MSMEs initiative. So Sheldon is actually a critical person in bringing this conference. He serves as chairman of the JMMB's pension board and a director of EGO. Now, Sheldon is also past president, and we like to sometimes call him chief cook and bottle water of the Jamaica Computer Society. So ladies and gentlemen, we get an opportunity tonight. You will also hear them at the conference tomorrow, but you get an opportunity to hear from Sheldon Powe, Chris Reckord, who are veterans in technology industry, who have helped to build out, but who are also themselves having gone through the journey of being MSMEs. So they're not speaking from a place of wondering what it is like. As Sheldon says, he's a serial entrepreneur, so he knows what it is like. So gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have you here tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening, Rochelle. Good evening, Sheldon. Thank you very, very much for your kind introduction. But Sheldon, I don't know, she's wrapping up in this, she's rolling us in this veteran thing. That boy, I know my hair. I don't know what Sheldon did with his hair. Give me the formula, seriously. But Rochelle, you're too kind. Thank you very much for that kind introduction.
Yes, I'm equally very, very happy to be here. Honored to be here with Chris Reckord. I recognize you. You're here as our service, my friend. You know, Rochelle. Very, very happy to be here with you as our host.
Thank you very much. So, gentlemen, let's just jump straight into our discussion. And we have been talking about some of the gaps that need to be bridged in order for our MSMEs to go digital. We are in 2021, and the reality is next level for our Jamaican economy and for our businesses is that to go global, you got to go digital. In fact, to survive, you've got to go digital. Now, in terms of the knowledge gap for our MSMEs, Sheldon, how do we really create better awareness around these benefits of going digital? Why go digital?
Well, I think what we're doing here is what we need to do more of. This is a true collaboration between the PSOJ, the Jamaica Computer Society, government through DBJ and JAMPRO, Small Business Association, and so forth. Where we started. We did a survey first, where we took MSMEs and to try to get an understanding where they were with their digital transformation. I mean, just to get an understanding, what were some of the pain points as to why they wouldn't enter into going digital? And we had that was done by Raquel from BI Brains, right? So again, we cast a wide net in involvement, inclusion of the both the tech service providers in the industry, the small businesses, and everybody to come together to collaborate so we can educate each other in terms of what we need to do, how we should go about it, how we can work together.
Yes. So in fact, the more of these kinds of discussions that we have is important. So Chris, for this knowledge gap, one of the things that a lot of our small businesses complain about, and let me say small businesses and our people in general, when it's time to talk technology, how are we going to bridge the gap if we're talking technology over people's head?
Rochelle, you've asked a very important question. It's something that it's not now that question has been asked. And by the way, it's not only micro or small business either. The challenge has been at the board level of corporate. The challenge has been at all levels in organizations once it is not the tech group. And so, well, one of the things with, Sheldon and I, part of Jamaica Computer Society, and we have had discussions with our community on a number of occasions. How do we be the translator, right? The translator of the technology to the business. And so it's literally a continuous process of firstly imploring our community, folks, if you want to get the air and if you want to be in the room, if you want to have a seat at the table, you have to change the language. You can't go in there and be talking ADSF and bits and bytes and talking about firewall and all of these things, because some people sit on and nod and sit on and nod, but you're not coming across. So it's continuous education. It is these events that we're putting on. It is events that, again, the association, the various associations that we're a part of. So, for example, PSOJ through this event, the Jamaica Computer Society, being Jamaica's leading digital and technology alliance, through that organization, we try our very best to have a wide range of educational events. Now, the challenge is, because the word technology is in there and IT in there, sometimes it actually don't get the people to turn up.
Yes.
So Rochelle, is not for want of trying, but you have to keep trying, right?
Yeah.
I was heartened by a conversation years and years ago with the CEO and deputy CEO of one of Jamaica's largest financial institutions. And I actually approached them and I said, gentlemen, because the beauty is that in my other life as a wine purveyor and all of these things, you have a wide range of audience with a lot of people at different types of events. And I asked, why is it when I invite you to technology events, you don't come? And the two of them started to laugh. They said, Chris, we have the same problem. When we invite the CEO to our events, they don't want to come. They send the CFO because the C is a bank. And so I started laughing. I said, okay, so you have the same problem as us, because we're trying to get to a certain, let's call it a certain decision maker or a certain executive within the organization. And we're not getting to that person to be able to speak the type of language to them, right? So it's a continuous process, Rochelle, and all of us are working on it. Hence why we have this event. Hence why this event here, by the way, I have sent a lot of people to smallbusinessportal.com, because it has a plethora of information in there to help people, and it's written at the right area. So it's just repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. We just have to keep talking.
So one of it's so important that you mentioned that it's not just at an MSME level, because sometimes our small businesses think it's them alone don't understand. Even in big business, if we're not speaking the right language. But also just very importantly, Sheldon, when we look at businesses and the languaging of technology, one of the key philosophies for this program, but very importantly for Let's Go Digital, is that we're not speaking to technology people. We are speaking the language of our business people, so they can see, if I do this, this is what will happen. This is how it's going to reduce my business cost. So if it is a ADSF, MMP, 3-bit, 5-bit, and so, I just want to know, that means it go fast?
Yes.
That means it help my employees? Now, you do a lot of technology coaching as persons go on their digital journey. And in terms of how you language to small businesses, that's starting the digital journey or moving from just having the laptop to going to another level. What is that languaging that you use to make a difference? And coaching.
Yeah, well, you know, I phrase my questions in business terms, trying to understand what they want to achieve. So I'm actually working with a small air conditioning servicing company with about five engineers, and you know, he's not digital at all. He uses, you know, he has his phone and all of that, but he's not everything is manual on that. But these are engineers. You know, they install the ACs and they service them. And I said to them that, boy, you know, you could use an accounting system that's actually free, that, you know, you can actually invoice the customers professionally. You know, you can put a logo on it. You can email it to them. You can have a database of the customers and all of that. And, you know, where you start, there's like solutions like Wave that's actually free. And he didn't know that. So just like this conference in free, I say yes. And why cloud-based companies tend to give away their products for free is because they know the technology will make you grow. So once your business grows to a particular amount, say for example, you might reach 100 customers, then you start to pay. But once you're under 100 customers, it's actually free. So they're investing in you because of the fact that they know you're gonna grow. And he says, okay, that sounds good. And so we're, you know, putting one to Waves. And I said, okay, but you know, you have engineers on the road. How do you know where engineers are on a daily basis, what they're doing? You say he's calling via WhatsApp. I said, there are logistics management solutions. You see how FedEx knows where their guys are, anywhere the package and all of that. I said, we can give you a mobile app where you can see on your phone where your engineers are. If they're supposed to be at JMB servicing the air condition, you can actually pick up the phone, look at a map of Jamaica and see if they're really at JMB. And he said, yes, all of those things. And he started telling me what, you know, Sheldon, I need to know when next to service my customers, because you used to keep manually as to when is the next service date. I said, well, you can use a calendar and put in the dates of your next visit to your customer and set up reminders for your customers and all that. So again, you see, I language it in such a way that everything is like what some of the pain points he has as a small business and how is it going to help him to serve his customer better. So he's like hooked. He's calling me and say, you know, I need something else. Can you add this to it? Can I do that? Can I do that? So he's all very excited. And for me, it's good because I'm also an SME and I'm small. You know, I'm actually small. The category for SME, I'm actually a small business, right? So I'm actually going on a journey together. So when I'm helping out other people, you know, some of these things are even actually new for me in some cases. Some of them I'm a little bit further along of my journey. But I can then speak to everybody, you know, because I'm living it. I mean, Chris is living it as well. You know, so we can also know we have the same pain points. We want to serve our customer better. We want to lower our costs. We want to grow our revenues. So once I keep the conversation around that, they're interested in terms of how can I use technology to help me to achieve that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for those points, Sheldon. And you know, Sheldon, and just to point out, if you are seeing our comments, we are actually over 1,500 registrants for the conference. So ensure that you are part of this. And we're so pleased to see how many of our MSMEs are keen on going on this digital journey. Now, Sheldon just mentioned that he is also a small business.
That's
So
right.
he knows the pain points of small business. In other settings, if he's not talking technology and he want to talk to the lawyer, he still want to know, lawyer, how you gonna help me to save some money, grow my revenues? Because we're still talking the same thing. So even as MSMEs, we need to know the questions to ask. Now, Sheldon mentioned some of the free technology available. Now, Chris, one of the things is that our MSMEs immediately when you think technology, and let me just say all the way, when we think technology, we get nervous immediately because we start saying to ourselves, if we go on a digital journey, Chris, we have to stop eat. Or we're going to pay for the things. Because you know, when you go into some people's office and you see the things set out, all of the pretty machine and the sounds they make, they just sound like the sound of money. So Chris, how do we bridge the financing gap to actually help our MSMEs?
Well, Sheldon teed us up very nicely a while ago by giving that example with free software. There's a tremendous amount of free or near free software out there that micro and small business can benefit tremendously from, right? Mm-hmm. And so one does not have to freak out around our own costs. We are in 2021. We are benefiting from, some of us in the industry, again speaking like a tech, something called Moore's law, right? Mm-hmm. Where the cost. So in summary, the cost of technology literally comes down as the capability of technology goes up tremendously as time passes, right? Mm-hmm. So what's happening to us is that a few years ago, yes, you wanted certain capabilities. Back when Sheldon was CIO for JMB, he would have had to make some huge investments. Some of those very capabilities that he had to pay thousands and thousands of US dollars for, what he's explaining to that gentleman a while ago in that small 5-man shop, they can get for little or nothing, almost free, because of the scale and what's happening globally. When people like Amazon come into the business, Google come into business, and all the companies that they acquire, and all the competition at that level, they're offering all of these various bits of technology at a lower cost. Now, once you get over a certain user count, yes, you kind of have to start to putting something in the budget. But this is where, the government of Jamaica, through what one of our colleagues later on will start to explain, is that they're providing some grants, right? And I'm sure that what's happening globally, what we're seeing happening globally in other countries, recognizing the massive impact that the pandemic has had on their economy. Mm-hmm. Everyone is thinking of something new. We heard the announcement from the Prime Minister on Sunday saying, ladies and gentlemen, we have to start to think about how do we make this into a delivery economy. And a number of us are actually in the background helping with some of that information and pointing people in the right direction for information. So funding is there, cost is coming down. I think once you reach out to folks, like, again, once you sign up, thanks for the 1,500 people that have signed up, but once you sign up and come to hear some of the solutions that are out there, people will realize you can actually start doing what you're doing and even get fair amount of value, great value for really little or nothing. Right? It's there. It's there.
Yeah. And Chris mentioned that we will have another presenter from the Development Bank of Jamaica, Travel Mullings. He's the account executive, and he's going to be talking to us about the DBJ Voucher Programme, which is in place to facilitate our MSMEs having grants to purchase technology. Wow. So you don't want to leave at all, you cannot even take a break from the program tonight. Now, Sheldon, you are a technology provider. You have been in this industry for quite some time. Now, our local technology marketplace, we see various technology providers, hardware providers, software providers, some large, some smaller. And in fact, they are competing too against the Amazons and against the big boys from overseas. They do have to bring in the equipment and so to sell locally. Yes. Now, for us to really build that vibrant industry, not only do we need to have the purveyors, the buyers of the technology, but we need to have the person selling locally and being able to service. How do we support the development of a technology marketplace, that technology ecosystem right here in Jamaica?
You know, I remember in Jamaica, they had something, I still have it, you know, buy Jamaican or manufacturing.
Yes.
Manufacturing is so important to any country. I mean, we see under COVID now that, you know, countries think selfishly when there's a crisis. They try to serve their own people. So if you don't have the capabilities within your country for certain things, you're going to be left behind. So similar to buy Jamaican, support your local technology, right? I mean, I know it is easy to take that credit card and deal with not knocking anybody, somebody from USA, Canada, or anywhere in the world and do everything online and all of that. But why not help the people that you go to school with, you go to church with, you see at the roadside and pan chicken and all of that. We have to support each other, right? There are a number of tech companies here. I mean, Mr. Favor Williams, you know, she started as she was the original minister for MSET for it was handed over to Honorable Daryl Vaz, and she envisioned this conference along with the PSOJ, and she said she really wants to see the local tech being you know, on center stage, right? And through the JCS, Jamaican Computer Society, we were able to show her 50 registered local tech companies in Jamaica that we categorize, whether it was you know, for like, you know, where like a tTech is in terms of tech support, security, app development, mobile apps, you know, digital marketing, all the different areas. And even out of that, we had 25 of these companies apply to the DBJ voucher. They, you know, DBJ has done a voucher to be service providers who can access the voucher for the SMEs, right? So again, we're supporting the local tech companies through utilizing this voucher program that DBG set up to spend with your local tech companies, right? So and through the JCS and well and the Jamaica Information Technology Service Alliance, we, you know, just like Bankers Association, I mean, we don't like to look at each other as competitors. I mean, at the end of the day, we believe that we can expand the pie for everybody. So it's, you know, so Chris, I mean, I want Chris to do well. Chris is on the stock exchange, right? I mean, Chris wants me to do well. Well, tTech.
Thank you.
We are supporting each other to grow the industry, right? And we're very happy to be partnering with the PSOJ, Jampro and everybody. Jampro is actually doing a wonderful job as well. They are looking at positioning what tech capabilities that we have in Jamaica. So overseas people in diaspora, PSOJ have a reach. There's a lot of people in diaspora reaching out to me, Sheldon, please send me the link that they can watch this episode and be a part to see what's going on in tech scene in Jamaica. So we have the position that even to earn foreign exchange, we can have, you know, understanding. Here are the people. Here's what tTech can do. Here's what SimTai can do. I won't get in trouble if I don't call everybody's name. Right? Right. So you understand. I think that's what we're doing. Just kind of work together to nurture the industry so we can all grow the industry so you can keep the prices down. Because what happened, you know, the kind of service that tTech will provide, sometimes it will cost anywhere from 100 US to 250 US dollars, right, per hour. So why not spend that money here in Jamaica? Right, because when you do that overseas, you're sending your capital overseas. You know, so we have our children here. We're here. We're living here. Chris and I talk about we love Jamaica, can done, right? We're here. We could go elsewhere. Chris was like, you were abroad and you came back home, right? So a lot of us, we want to stay here. We want to work here. We want to build local small businesses. We want to help to build the banks here and so forth. So it's really that collaboration. So I'm really appealing, you know, think about it. Look and see what are the different tech companies in Jamaica. We call the JCS, you know, you want a website built, you want a mobile app, you know, look and see who can do that right here for you in Jamaica.
Yeah. Thanks
So
very much for that, Sheldon. Chris.
So Russia, just to support Sheldon. Today, as I was very late preparing my presentation for tomorrow, I was reading some research put out by Fujitsu, and a key line in a gentleman who wrote this report. No business, no matter how big, how influential or powerful, can hope to stand alone and succeed in this world of tomorrow. We have to collaborate, we have to work with each other. Myself and Sheldon, Innovate 10X, we partner to do some work with customers. I reach out to many of the folks that he mentioned a while ago in various other collaborations. I have collaborations at least in 3 customers right now, and potential and prospects with local providers. Again, there are lots and lots of overseas persons that have come to us. But when you look, I said, look, I am here on the ground. I need to support here on the ground, because if the tide rises, all of our ships rise, and we have to support that move. I mean, I know it's not tech, but I buy local clothes from local designers. I mean, I'm using a local hair wash and soap and local. Seriously, I really and truly go out and I ask, is there a local alternative? And I try that first, right? So we have to lift the level here, and we only can do it with collaboration and partnerships.
But I'm so glad how you gentlemen have framed your particular responses, because as we think about buying Jamaican, we actually think more along the craft items and that kind of related service. But we're sometimes not thinking, yes, our technology too. Those services can be purchased right here in Jamaica. And I'm seeing the chat is firing up. So let me just, before I get into any more of my questions, let me recognize a comment from Gariel Ferguson. Gariel says, sometimes we see the tech companies advertise, but they hardly promote their small business solutions. So we're not really clear on the possibilities and how it relates to our companies. Any of you gentlemen would like to jump in on that?
I will take a crack at that. Let me tell you how we have to support each other. Like I'm a deep tech person, so I really don't understand marketing, right? At least I mean, when I realize that Craig understands marketing and he can show me that, and I admit I don't understand. So I would try. So it's an excuse at the same time. So Gary, sometimes you have to really help us, because we are also trying to be better and be more rounded. But God don't give you all the talent. So if we're gonna be very good at technically, we're not going to be good on the marketing. So at the same time, there are certain companies that I would reach out, another small marketing firm that would help me in terms of positioning me properly. Or when work with certain organizations like the PSOJ or Jumper, where they help us in terms of, okay, maybe you guys need to come and have a catalog of what you do, and here's how we can, kind of put you out there and reach out and do the connections for you with different small businesses. So those kind of things help, because we sometimes, kind of personally sometimes that we want to get excited about the solution, and then we forget to, hey, you also need to do marketing and all of that. But we're a small business, so we can't do everything. So that's how I would say it's like we have to kind of support each other.
In fact, the Let's Go Digital conference is almost that platform that has been created that pulls our MSMEs and our technology providers together. You're able to have the conversation with our providers to also tell them that you don't understand what they're talking about, or why do they just tell us that in the first place, that this is a solution. So what we're doing is breaking down the complexities between the technology providers and our business people, so that we're all working together. What also comes out of this, Sheldon, too, is that you'll have a technology provider, you have an MSME who is a marketing person, and them say, come Sheldon, rope in, let me show you. We have such an opportunity to collaborate with each other as we learn together.
Yes. So Russia, let me just add that an answer to Gary's question a while ago also comes back to what Sheldon had said earlier with respect to the language. A lot of times, so Gary, rib cage, fantastic chef, he has some needs, right? But his needs, he's speaking in his language from his standpoint and understanding of his needs. The IT folks, they probably have a solution, but they are describing their solution in their terms that they understand.
Yeah.
And we realize that sometimes two ships in the dark going like this. And when you start explaining something, something as simple as, oh yeah, man, Microsoft Teams or Office 365, it sounds complicated, but somebody say, oh, you want to be able to do a meet, you want us, you write a document, I write a document. Like last night, Rochelle, I called you, I sent a link to a document, you click on the link, I can be writing in the document, you can be writing in the document. So we can just explain it like that to micro and small business versus saying, oh yes, man, we have Office 365 or we have Google such and such. You're calling techie terms. A person who's not in the industry don't understand that, but you actually have a solution for them. So it comes back to that language barrier, and for us to start to get off our technology high horse and have a discussion in that user and small micro business terms. Very important.
And as I see Gary Ferguson on, the language of rib cage is a very easy language to understand.
Exactly.
Rib cage is actually giving away several gift certificates at our technology conference. So even more important that you attend, because you will not be confused at all with the language that you see when you see things like rib tips and some tender steak. You will not be confused. So as we move on, I'm also seeing some comments. Dr. Smith says, my objectives from Let's Go Digital Conference, recommendation of our ideas for building user-friendly website. We got that for your business domain name. We have that for your automation of business process, e-commerce, collaboration and ease of communication, economic development, innovations. We will be discussing all those matters. Sandra Palmer says we often think outside of Jamaica is better. Now, Chris, digital transformation. Nowadays, digital is now the new word, digital thing. So everything is digital with a last name. So we have digital transformation, we have digital inclusion, we have digital literacy. So everybody named digital now with a different last name. Now, on the point of this digital transformation, because sometimes we come up with these things and people don't understand, what is this concept of digital transformation?
Very, very, very interesting question. At every single solitary presentation that I do, and there's usually a panel, every presenter describes digital transformation in a different way. Digital transformation is a term that was coined just back in 2011. It was actually coined by some folks some colleagues of mine work at this company called Capgemini. And so Capgemini, in association with MIT, they were doing some research and they coined the term digital transformation. When they coined the term, their definition was quite simple. Digital transformation involves use of technology to radically improve performance or the reach of the business. It was just quite simple as that, right? So, but everyone now has taken that and massaged that definition in all kind of different ways, depending on the type of digital transformation solutions that they offer, right? So one of the things, myself and Trevor Forrest, another one of the folks in the industry, we've been writing a column with the Jamaica Observer for about 15 weeks now. And the topic is a roadmap, the roadmap to digital transformation, right? And in one of the articles that we wrote, I tried my very best, again, in as crystal clear language as I could, to explain the difference between some of these terms. And the two other terms that get mixed up a lot is digitization versus digital transformation. And so, as again, in crystal clear language, digitization is the implementation of the technology. So if you're, let's say if you're currently writing an invoice and you put in an invoice writing software, you have digitized that part of your business. Right? Good. Yeah. If you're currently, let's say you hire 10 people and you're currently writing pay slips for them, and then you get a piece of software that automatically does that, you have digitized that part of the business. Now, when you have a collective set of tools in the organization that you now have a number of these digitization that have occurred, and then now they all change the way the business operates, and you can now do some things with the business that you couldn't do before. You have now transformed the business, right? So digitization is one thing. It's buying a faster computer, it's going and getting, it's just taking something that you did manually at the same process. The process don't change, but the process just now is faster, right? That's under the umbrella of digitalization or digitization.
Digitization.
Now the software technology that you put in adds 20 or 30 new features. So a customer can now go on a website, just pick up a phone, Instagram, press a button, and in 2 hours, the goods that they order is at the door. You have now transformed your business using all the technology that you have just installed. So again, that's a relatively simplistic,
We take it down, Chris, because I actually just understood myself the distinction. And Gariel says good stuff. Now, Irene Moore says, is there any assistance for slow learners? And I think she means like Rochelle. So for slow learners like me in this digital landscape, Irene, we have been doing a series of technology webinars coming up to the conference. You can find them at smallbusinessportal.com. And we actually do a simplified memo that goes out every week with the information that is easy for you to read and understand. And tomorrow's conference, the philosophy of it is that you should be leaving understanding what we've spoken about. We are speaking in the language of business people. We are speaking in the language of persons who did not study all this technology and don't understand it in simplified language. That is the philosophy. So, Jones, sorry.
I want to just add something to what Chris was saying about digital transformation. It's also about, Chris focused a lot of operation efficiency, which is very important, key for digital transformation. But for me, it's also using the technologies, the new technologies that your customers are using to engage them, right? So everybody has a mobile phone, like everybody, right? So you have to have a way in which you're going to engage them with the instrument that they are using. So mobile applications, WhatsApp, communicating through WhatsApp, advertising through Facebook, Instagram, where your customers are, right?
Sheldon, I was saving some stuff for tomorrow, man. You're going to give it all out? No?
No. Chris, you know that anyway. No, man. So the whole idea is that for digital transformation, right, you have to make sure that you're utilizing the channels where your customers are, right? So yes, customers used to come into your establishment and do business with you, but especially now under COVID, that's actually no longer possible. So therefore, you have to find convenient, and this actually brings you new revenue streams because it opens up other channel. When I say channel now, I mean you have walk-in customers a channel. WhatsApp is a channel, Facebook is a channel, Instagram is a channel, your website is a channel, even text messaging is a channel as well. So it's very important when you look about digital transformation and things that come with digital transformation. I mean, not to get confused, when we talk about cloud technologies, this is where you're making use of not having a physical server anymore. That's very costly, but you're using servers that are actually, I'm gonna get in trouble. I mean, Chris, you have to help me here in terms of that are in. I don't even know, Chris. This is where now you have to come in because I don't want to tell people about cloud and confuse people. So, Chris, please help me out.
Which is why I say, remember, yes. In the conversation, this is the person asked a while ago, is there any assistance for slow learners? Yes. Generally, Rochelle, this is where we really and truly have to dig deeper in the way we explain these technologies to folks. I mean, literally today, my first presentation tomorrow is 15-20 minutes. So when somebody asks me what I'm doing and I'm spending half day, I say to simplify something, it takes a very long time.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Right? As I think it was one of the famous writers said, I would have written a shorter book if I had more time. Right? Because when I was writing, and I still write every now and then, but every time that I had to cut down the article and get it down to the 500 words that the editor wants, it takes a long time because you have to try to, can I find a word that everyone will understand that has this meaning? And so the same work that we, myself, Sheldon, Trevor, Neil Abrams, Stacey Hines, all the team members that help us along with our journey here, all of us are trying our very best to meet that customer, that prospect with their language. Because as Sheldon started to go a while ago, Yes, when I talk about transforming the business, I leave it as a big umbrella because transforming it means customer engagement, staff engagement, operational process transformation. And I have all those stuff on my slide, but I was saving that for tomorrow. But if Sheldon wants to talk about
But
it
you
now,
know
then
what,
no
Chris
problem.
and Sheldon, I think one of the key messages that we are also saying to persons who have registered and are wondering what to expect is that the conference is not to showcase how bright our experts are.
No.
Our conference is to ensure that our experts are breaking down in the simplest form how we can go on this, how we start this digital journey so that more of our MSMEs are digitized, are using the technology, are reducing their business cost, getting their employees involved, serving their customers better. So it's not about to see how bright Chris is or how much acronyms Sheldon knows. The challenge to our experts is to ensure that our people leave the conference knowing what they know. So Chris, yes, it's going to take a half day to put together your presentation because it has to be broken down so that I can understand it. So, gentlemen, as has been such an exciting conversation. I'm seeing the comments coming in, and if my producers could put up some of the comments. Carolyn Pinnock Jackson says, yes, we need to learn each other's languages. We need to help our customers understand what we have to share. Orion says, just like internet and cloud, these terms evolve. Digital transformation involves business culture change, which means the leaders and staff mindset has to change as well. Transformation should mean no going back. Orion, you look like you need to present, man. Because it is so funny, because I actually would like to wrap up on this question of mindset. And this question is to both of you gentlemen. And Chris, I'll start with you. What can we do about changing our MSME mindset and commitment to this digital journey?
All right, give me the hardest question, man. Anyway,
5 points and you get 5.
Very interesting question, because last night I had a very long conversation with a former head of an incubator here in Jamaica. And one of the comments that came out was, Chris, it's not the technology, it's not the grant funding, it's not the business plans, it's not the frameworks, it's the mindset of the entrepreneur. And that's a huge statement within itself, right? And this, what we're doing here, right, and the work that you've been doing since almost at the middle of last year when this program started, is part of that journey. Through the JCS, through the PSOJ, we recognize, and Small Business Alliance, because we have them as part of our team. Once we put any of these programs together, we have to bring in a micro and small business alliance to take a look at it, to validate, because what we don't want, many of us have been out there dealing with the top 20, top 30 big customers and government. But when you look around and see who employs the majority of Jamaicans and contribute a vast amount to the society, it's a micro and small business, right? And so we have to figure out how to engage them. Now, one thing to do is keep showing them examples that work, right? When you look at Brescia, everybody, you guys know Brescia, make the bags and stuff, right? When you look at how he explained, I think there was a video on our site where he started his business with his cell phone, taking a picture of a product, putting it on Instagram and said, this is for sale, and sit down and wait. And he got 3 orders. And then he started the manufacturing process, and he says, this is how the company started. His mindset different versus someone who you go to and you say to them, all right, you're doing this process. And it's very interesting that Sheldon gave that example earlier, where, again, the air-conditioned folks, and it's not that he's going in there to call up the big names, but he met them exactly where they were. Wouldn't you like to know where your technicians are? Yeah. All of a sudden, that is a real pain point need. So it is the language, and it is us as Jamaica's Digital and Transformation Alliance, which is the JCS, and all of our community, now integrating with all the other, for example, ICAJ, Institute of Chartered Accountants, the legal fraternity, is going to all the other associations and saying to them, look, we would like to come and do a presentation on this following topic. So it is work, and some of us have been doing it. Myself and Sheldon, we've been on the speaking circuit for the last year and a half, trying over our best. I mean, I saw somebody made some commentary, and I'm not a big Twitter person. I've gone it once every 6 months and write down 2 things. But I saw somebody making some comments, and I said, guys, we out there on the pulpit, long time talking about data protection, IT security, and so this Jam COVID app issue, to me, for us in the industry, has all of a sudden shone a spotlight on the need to protect your technology once you're considered putting it in. So some people start to install things and don't realize that, hold on, security is a component of it, right? So it is education, information, webinars, seminars, and tons of these things are online at all levels of language for search. But us on the ground here in Jamaica, speaking the Jamaican language, that's what we're going to continue doing, and that is a big part of what we're doing tomorrow. And trying to get right now 1,500. Hopefully by the time tomorrow we see 1,700 after this event. Sheldon, drop in your 5 points now.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, in terms of changing the mindset, I mean, there are certain beliefs that this SMEs have that we need to change. So one myth is that it's expensive to get started. It really isn't. It's the other myth is that it's difficult to get started. It really isn't. I mean, let me address that. Maybe it's called a necessity. I mean, like right now for the SME, I mean, before COVID, probably nobody knew about Zoom and Google and Microsoft Teams or like. I mean, for most SMEs, not nobody. I mean, we in the tech and certain business people would have been doing that, but certain small business wouldn't have been thinking about, you know, Zoom and all that. I know my 6-year-old daughter, she's very comfortable with all of these tools.
Yes.
Extremely comfortable. And I'm sure after a while everybody, you know, how to show the video, mute and all of that. And you get comfortable with the technology, you know, all of a sudden. So digital transformation, digital is about trying. It's taking that first step, right? And recognizing that it's not fair. I was actually speaking to the SMEs sometime this week with Donovan Wignall, and I was saying to them, you know what's gonna happen to a majority of you inside here? I said, let me tell you what. I said maybe right now most of us are still going to the supermarket and buying our groceries because we like doing it that way. We feel comfortable. We do not believe nobody can go shopping for us in the supermarket, right? I'm one of those. I mean, I buy online, but I have not done the supermarket thing. And I said, I bet you in 6 months, half of you inside here would have gone online and did some kind of shopping from a supermarket, right? Because of necessity, right? Right. No, I tell you what. I mean, the other day I was saying it's like the best thing ever. My children love KFC, and I used to have to join long line to go and get them the KFC. Like it's a 2-hour process sometimes on a Friday evening to get KFC. When my kids come and say, "Daddy, we're going KFC," I go on my phone right now and I order my KFC. Right? Yeah. And by the time I reach home, Daddy, where's the KFC? I say, don't come yet. So I mean, for me, the mindset is that this thing really works. It's more economical. It's actually, it's cheaper. It saves you time. It builds wealth for everybody, right? It's one of those things you take baby steps and you get comfortable with it. You know, because it's using the wrong word, Chris will tell you, because it's cloud-based. They allow you to try it out. Like you go on and, oh, there's a 30-day trial. There's a 90-day trial. So you try it, you don't like it, you try another one, right? Right now I have a customer, they want to do digital signatures. They ask me, which one do I recommend? I said, try Adobe Signature. Try DocuSign, right? They're actually, I think you can get up to maybe 30 signatures free. You know, so you try out both of them and see which one really works. You know, so for me, the mindset is like, you know, it's really not expensive. It's not difficult to get started. Once you have internet, which is gonna be soon very reliable in the country thanks to the digital flow and the government, the price of the equipment, laptops, phones, you already have the devices already. So you really don't have any excuses to start that journey as a SME.
Oh, Sheldon, I think that was such a great way for us to wrap up this segment. And as you were talking about just try, give it a try. And even when you give it a try, it's free because we easily go up a puppy in market and we say, give me a taste of that again up there. When we taste if the mango they're sweet, it's almost the same thing. Just try it and you can taste and buy. And if it's not working, you can move along. But it is not difficult to get started. And for many of the applications and the things that you can move your business forward, you can actually get started for free. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Both Sheldon and Chris will be speakers at our conference tomorrow. Sheldon is speaking at 9:30. So if you did have any run up and down to do on the road, you have to certainly do it before 9 o'clock because the conference gets started at 9 a.m. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And viewers, please don't leave because right now we talked about how we're going to bridge the financing problem, and we talked about DBJ, and we have a very exciting presenter from DBJ, Travel Mullings. So thank you very much, Chris and Sheldon. Travel is an account executive at the DBJ, the Development Bank of Jamaica. He manages the day-to-day operations of the bank's Voucher for Technical Assistance program, and this program has assisted more than 2,500 MSMEs with grant funding, helping them to unlock credit guarantees and loan funding valuing more than $1 billion. He is enthusiastic, and you will hear his enthusiasm shortly about supporting the MSME sector as he sees it as the foremost driver of economic growth and job creation. And he's also passionate about helping others and seeing them thrive. Travel, welcome.
Thank you very much, Rochelle, and for all the viewers, good evening.
No,
it's a pleasure to be here.
And it's a pleasure to have you because I know that our viewers are asking themselves, I'm saying, tell me about that DBJ voucher program that I hear mentioned. And it's for supporting MSMEs with funding. Tell us about it. What is this voucher program all about?
Okay, first of all, Rochelle, let me just say thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward for the Let's Go Digital conference tomorrow. And I'm really trusting and hoping that everyone viewing this will tune in and be a part of the Let's Go Digital conference tomorrow. Now, let me tell you a little bit about DBJ. DBJ is really into bridging the gap to facilitate economic growth and development across the MSME sector in Jamaica. And you can appreciate that if any company or any business is going to grow in this time, there must be some involvement of technology and digitization, and we heard Sheldon and Chris talking about just a while ago, digital transformation, right? And given that the COVID crisis came into place, and recently we have gotten some new measures from our Prime Minister about, some places going under some lockdown and quarantine and isolation, we understand now that technology is even more important. So DBJ has been into dialogue with all the stakeholders, including the PSOJ, including JAMPRO, JCS, JITSA, and a wide range of technology service providers across Jamaica. And we have heard and seen the research, and we realize that there is some need of assistance in this area to help our MSMEs enter their digital journey. Now, the DBJ, through the Boosting Innovation, Growth, Entrepreneurial Ecosystem, that's a Big E program that many persons would have heard about, is assisting MSMEs with Go Digital voucher packages, right? These voucher packages are available to MSMEs coming April 1, 2021. And that's how we are going to help our MSMEs enter into their digital journey.
So, okay, so Travel, come April 1st, 2021, which is in just a few weeks' time.
Yes.
I'm an MSME and I hear this, so immediately my brain start to, all of the wheels start turning.
Yes.
How does this program work? Where I sign up for it? Who gets access to it? How much I can get access to?
Okay, so let me just say that DBJ currently have a program called the Voucher for Technical Assistance, where MSMEs can access vouchers for like business plans, financial statement, marketing plan, stuff like that. And the value of that goes up to $200,000 per firm. Now, what we are doing now with this Go Digital package vouchers, that we will use the current infrastructure to allow persons to apply for the Go Digital vouchers come April 1. So you'd go on www.dbjvoucher.com. It's that simple. www.dbjvoucher.com. Now, once you are a registered company in Jamaica, well, even if your business name is registered, we just want to know that you are registered and that your revenues are below $75 million, and the project that you are supporting has no adverse environmental impact, then you are eligible for one of these vouchers. So you may access the voucher, as I said, at www.dbjvoucher.com.
But and then as at April 1st, you are able to apply for these vouchers. You need to be a registered business. So it could be registered as a company, or your business name is registered.
Right.
Okay.
So once you are registered, we are ready to help you start your digital journey.
Okay. Now, the vouchers, when you get a voucher, because we get excited when we hear about the voucher thing, so you apply for the voucher, you're approved for the voucher. When you get the voucher, what happens next? Is it that you identify a technology provider locally? Because I know the providers also have to be registered, the technology providers. How does that, tell us how the two things come together?
Okay, so thank you for that question, Rochelle. So what happens is that DBJ opens up a platform for persons, firms, digital service providers to apply to become a part of this Go Digital Voucher program thing. And what we do is allow them to make an application to become an approved service provider. Once they are approved, then an MSME that requires one of the vouchers may apply for one of these vouchers and approach one of the service providers to get the service done. So we do two things. One, we onboard the service providers. That's what we are doing now, and we have been completing applications or doing evaluations for just around 25 different service providers. Now, you will hear more in the conference tomorrow about those service providers. We get those approved on the system, and then we open up the portal for MSMEs who are interested in starting their digital journey to apply for vouchers, which they will take to one of these service providers that have been approved to get themselves start on the digital journey.
I see a question from Simone Bannon, and Simone says, Travis, does the company have to still use only service providers accredited by DBJ? So the answer to that is yes.
Yes. So what we do, we take them through a vetting process to ensure that you're working with persons who are credible and stuff like that. And we're willing to work with the DBJ mandate of assisting the MSMEs and, creating that environment for economic growth and development. So once those persons are approved, then you are able to go to any one of your choice to to get the service done.
But very importantly, though, Travel, is that we have, on the one hand, our MSMEs that we are supporting with the voucher program.
Yes.
So funds are available for them to access technology, but we're
Right.
also supporting our local service providers by
Right.
getting them accredited to provide the service. Because
That's right.
Strawn asked the question, how does one sign up to be a service provider under the voucher program?
Okay, that's very good. And as I said, we are having now. Usually, we had a system where you would have to come in with the physical documentation and drop it off into a box here at DBJ. Now, DBJ is now going digital, and we have created the platform on the Think Biggie website,
Mhm.
where MSME, where these service providers can make their application. So you can go to
Mhm.
www.thinkbiggie.com. That's www.thinkbigee.com. Click on the the consultants tab and complete the form. So there are 3 steps to being approved. One, you do the application where you fill that form out and submit all the documentations it requires. The second stage is where we go through an evaluation stage where we get a team of competent people to assess the application that are submitted. And then once you have been shortlisted, then we go to a contracting phase where we do the MOA, that's a memorandum of agreement. We sign an agreement with these service providers. We do some due diligence as well as we train them as to how they execute the voucher program. So you can go to the Think Biggie website if you are a tech service provider at thinkbiggie.com. Click on the consultants tab,
Mhm.
complete the form, submit the documentation it asks for, and then we will, over time, approve these, evaluate these applications with the hope that they are approved to work on the program.
Okay. Wow, Travel, because this is very interesting. And I know that a lot of our viewers are wondering because, so friends, I'm an MSME. I'm registered, so I go onto the website and I apply for this voucher. What are the things I can apply for? Is it that if I want a laptop, I can apply for a laptop? Do I have to show that I am employing people? What are going to do with the thing? What qualifies me to get this voucher?
So as I said, it's pretty simple. It's very, very simple. Most of the questions, they will ask you simple questions about your business. Whether or not you employ male, female, what is it that you do, how is it that you serve your clients, stuff like that. But the core thing in the that qualifies you for a voucher is that your business must be registered with the Companies Office of Jamaica. That's a core thing. Then you must fall within the threshold of your revenues should not surpass $75 million per year, right? So once you fit that criteria, then you are qualified for a voucher. Let me also hasten to point out, though, Rochelle,
Yeah.
because I think some of your viewers would be aware of the regular DBJ voucher for technical assistance.
Yes.
The regular voucher for technical assistance has nothing to do with the Go Digital voucher packages. So you can always access one of the regular DBJ voucher for technical assistance plus a
You,
Go Digital voucher package. So when you come April 1, MSMEs will be able to access both the regular DBJ voucher for technical assistance and
mhm.
the Go Digital voucher package. So that's a plus for us in this COVID time.
That's a big plus. And I see Daryl Strong is actually asking he's asking what's the timeline for approval? So that's the timeline for approval of the service providers.
The timeline for approval of the service provider. Now, currently we are working very hard to get as many service providers on for April 1. where you will hear more about the numbers where that is concerned. Let's leave some of the goodies for tomorrow. You'll hear some of that tomorrow in terms of the numbers. However, in terms of evaluating, it will be on a phased basis. So currently we are going through this phase to get it on board. Once these are on board, then it may be on a bi-monthly basis, every 2 months or every 3 months. But looking at it, we should not pass 4 months without getting persons on this persons who have applied on the system. And as I said, it takes 3 stages: 1, the application, the evaluation, and the contracting phase. And bear in mind too, it bears on how responsive the service provider is when we request documentation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, Sandra. Sandra is asking, how long should the business be in operation to qualify?
To qualify to become a service provider?
Can you tell us both, to qualify to become a service provider and to qualify for the voucher?
Okay, to qualify the voucher, well, as I said, it's just for you to be registered with the countries of Jamaica.
Revenue of 75 million or less.
Right. So if it's $0, if your revenue is $0 so far, we are still supporting you. Right? Because there are persons with brilliant ideas who just want the push to start. And DBJ is about helping the MSMEs with that. In terms of the service providers now, we are saying that if you are in operation for just around 2 to 3 years, then we are able to give you a very good assessment. However, if it is that you are able to show the competence and show how much work you have done, then we may be able to admit you to the program. It's just based on what is in the application and our confidence that you are able to do the work and do it effectively.
Yes. Wow, Travel. And for our viewers, remember that tomorrow we will also be having another presentation on the DBJ voucher program to give you even more information. And that presentation is in the afternoon tomorrow. But we know that you would have registered and been with us all day. So that's a very important presentation. And Travel, it looks like we're going to need to bring you back on the week of April 1st to talk about how the program is going.
Sure, not a problem. We are ready and willing to participate. DBJ is all about supporting the entire stakeholders to get the economy going, and we are ready and willing to participate and support.
Thank you so much, Travel Mullings, Account Executive for DBJ. And a reminder to our viewers that tomorrow we go live at 9 a.m. for the Let's Go Digital Conference. The conference is free. We are still open for registration because it is all about getting as many of our MSMEs on the digital journey. So if you have not yet registered, please visit us right now at smallbusinessportal.com. That is smallbusinessportal.com. So the conference commences at 9 a.m. For persons who have registered and are wondering about how they get access to the conference, the link will be sent shortly to you, as well as we will be sending a digital conference booklet that will not only have the agenda, but will also have very useful information and links for your digital journey. So please register. You will not only be getting the benefit of these live presentations from experts on Friday and one-on-one workshop type conversations with the technology providers, presenting the technology that they have available, allowing you to ask your questions. So you know you have to block Friday and Saturday, but you know what you block it as? You block it as investment in your business. Sandra Palmer says, can't wait, let's go digital. So all our COVIDcast viewers, we expect you to be on tomorrow because we are going live at 9 a.m. for Let's Go Digital. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there and present. So we're back again next week, because don't think it finished. No, we're back again next week, and we continue the technology conversation for another 2 to 3 weeks, because we're giving a comprehensive set of webinars. If you have not signed up for our weekly memo, please email us at sme@psoj.org so that you're also able to get our weekly memos. If you are joining us for the first time, if you visit smallbusinessportal.com, not only will you find every last one of our SME memos, and remember we're at episode 44, so it's a bag full of information free, but you will also find all our previous episodes, and you're able to go back, watch, and look. We're looking forward. Colleen, I see you. We're looking forward to the conference and looking forward to all of us being there, because it's time. Let's go digital. See you tomorrow. It's time to go digital. March 5th and 6th is the Let's Go Digital Virtual Conference.
We're at a critical juncture in our economy, and it is important that micro, small, and medium enterprises and tech providers connect to ensure that we get the future productivity we need for all our business sectors to grow economy, create jobs. Technology was a critical part of the growth of JMB, from a small financial institution downtown to a corporate giant it is today. And I know this journey intimately. I'm not saying it is easy, but it's an imperative if you wish to grow from micro to small to medium to large.
Let's go digital.
MSMEs are an important part of the economy. They create major employment, and it's important that they go digital so that they can be more competitive and more efficient in this market. They are very, very important to the life and livelihood of Jamaicans.
It has been a challenging time for Jamaican businesses, including MSMEs. And at NCB, we're very excited to partner with MSMEs. We urge MSMEs to embrace technology because it provides an opportunity to scale your business up, and you can respond a lot faster to your customer needs. And it also provides you with an opportunity to attract more customers to your business. I encourage all MSMEs to attend this free digital conference to learn and improve your business. Let's go digital.
This conference is for you. You will see solutions from fellow MSMEs that have technical solutions that will empower your business. We'll be exploring simple to more comprehensive e-commerce solutions, payment plugins, banking platforms, logistics platforms for warehousing, distribution, and data intelligence. Don't be afraid as we'll walk through each of these things. So come as an expert or a beginner. We promise it will be worth your while.
Some of the world's richest entrepreneurs have their roots rooted in technology. Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Elon Musk, Tesla. Let's bring it back home locally. Every time a company goes online, its customer base now becomes national and also international depending on the type of business you have. Everything can be tied into digital technology. So the answer is clear. Going digital saves you money, gives you increased efficiencies, your interaction with the different departments of government, customs, the tax office, the banks, everything is technologically linked. So therefore, it's a no-brainer. You have to go digital. I encourage you to attend this free digital conference March 5th and 6th to learn and improve your businesses, to advance your businesses beyond the dark ages. Let's go digital.